vampire spawn and true vampires, and welcome to a fangs-tastic new chapter of Blood from a Stone, a tale of love and dread in RPG. My name is Philip, and I am your Dreadmaster, and surrounding me are our wonderful players. Say, good evening, players.
Good evening,
players.
One player, two players, three players, four players.
One game master.
Hi everyone, welcome. You might notice that our overlay has shifted a little bit. You might have noticed that we even had a new confession and absolution, a new opening screen with a new little bit of text on it, because though we are not necessarily moving away from Darkmoor as our focus, the new guest whom Everett has brought has changed stuff up. And I'm trying something a little different for how this game works tonight. I've already prepped the players for this, but you might notice that everyone at present just has their name up and not a character. That's because we actually don't know what characters will be at various times. I think there are certain characters will be more likely to appear, but with the mist down, we really could run into anybody. And I mean anybody, except for players who aren't here tonight. We probably won't run into their characters, but we I guess we could. We just say hi and then, yeah. So, the dread clock sits at the stroke of 4. But it is quite wuthering and cloudy, because last week, a lot happened last week. I feel like that's always the case, but last week was pretty momentous. Penny and Bradley were sort of offered a chance to maybe split up by venturing off campus to find the peddler, which Medina encouraged them to do. Everett also kind of like, after more psychosexual bargaining with Dracula, was suggested that he go off to do that and monitor. I think that Everett has sort of put 2 and 2 together, or maybe he's thinking of just another number in his mind constantly. But I think Everett has kind of figured out that Dracula can like see what he sees and hear what he hears. And yeah. So they ventured off to Memory Lane's bowling alley, where they found the peddler in the middle of a game with a fugitive who, spoiler alert, ran away. But the point is, the peddler, thanks to such a beautifully timed 13 from Lauren, that was like so cool and sweet, and just like adorable. The peddler did actually have something that could separate Bradley and Penny. And for a price, which they then rather than doing a whole heist episode, the boxer had Medina get shrunk down into a little cage, and he just went and got a lot of dread coins that had previously been put in the library at Medina's behest. So basically, the school is out now, like a huge bed of dread coin, which he and sort of the peddler, who are old friends, they're going to be splitting. And in return, the peddler decided to use, because the peddler has explained that there are sometimes very valuable things that you want to have, but you also want to get rid of in exchange for money. That's kind of like the whole point of being a peddler. You don't want this super, expensive merchandise just sitting here. It makes you a target. And as she said, this is the irony due to that 13, she's like, fortunately, it's not like any of our allies are like about to die, so we don't need this special material to give someone a brand new body. I will point out again that the peddler and the boxer are allies of the Soldier of Fortune, who is presently not in his body. But the point being, his chance to get his body back evaporated, and instead Penny and Bradley were infused with the shadowy, inky blood of the Shadow Elves. Bradley came out of it. Penny's fate is unknown. She is still on the bed in the Red Leg boarding house. Also the boxer murdered some woman, but that's kind of like That's just how things go. Medina was pretty upset by that, but she did kind of say,
Women aren't people.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness to the boxer, he would have killed the first person he saw. And because I rolled an even number, it was a lady. The point being, they basically used her body matter, the body matter of the two of them, and they formed two new bodies. Bradley managed to survive the process. Penny's fate is unknown. But then, independent of this, we cut back to Holdfast Hall, where our good friend, Count Dracula himself, had finished turning Wednesday, the voluptuous bikini team dancer, and the visionary into his new vampiric brides.
Wednesday is thriving.
In addition, he then summoned a storm, went upstairs, and declared all vampires, I am your king, I am your ruler, come to me. Let us, a reign of blood, a reign of vampiric reign is about to begin on this place. And that's where we ended. A lot of vampires heard this in various places. So, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of threads to go to, because we have multiple vampires in various places. My players, as always, this will be, we may be cutting around to different stuff. If any character comes up and you're like, I don't remember who that is, pass. Feel free to do that if necessary. But hopefully we'll be able to kind of tell a fun, wide-ranging story as we bring back all the different people. I guess I should also mention that it does appear Bradley has his sclera, we're all black for a moment. It appears he maybe has some blood. And there were some comments made by the other two about how we're either going to need to kill some people or make some more people, implying that there needs to be a multiple of 13 of Mistwalkers. Whether that means there are, unbeknownst to them, one is already dead. So, I don't know. Who knows what will happen? A lot actually depends on if Penny survives the process. So, with all that in mind, I am now going to read the invocation for chapter 106 of Blood from a Stone, A Tale of Love and Dread in RPG. To pay a man into doing as you wish, this is a useful privilege of the having of great riches. To threaten with physical violence, this too can be effective. But to compel a man, a woman, a crowd into doing as you wish merely by your bearing, your charisma, your presence, this is true power. Watch your friend the Count, Mr. Harker, and you will receive from me a lesson. Lauren, please roll a d13.
No.
Yes, every time, yes. 1,000 times yes.
That is a 12.
A 12, is it?
Yes. Oh no.
My darling, is everything all right? You seem upset. We noticed that we are in a very sort of Bavarian-looking room. A beer garden, perhaps. Although this beer garden seems to have recently been lit aflame. There are walls, sort of a chunk of the wall is out, and there's a dreadful plane in the distance. Dan, if you will also go ahead and change yourself to old Francis Brannigan here real quick. Yeah. But we notice that Miss Sarah Quill, the plant vampire whom we have not seen since Castle Caliginoira, is standing at the edge of this partially torn asunder drinking chamber. She looks kind of like as if her mind has been elsewhere. She's staring up into the clouds. Her husband, Monsieur Etienne René, has come up behind her, concerned for her well-being. And a man named Francis Brannigan is here too. Francis Brannigan, though he has been on a lot of adventures here, first traveling to De Lekkergerten and then witnessing the fall of De Lekkergerten when the mists were broken. He has been here for a week, 2 weeks, it's kind of hard to say. And though Sarah Quill at times seemed to crave his blood, her husband suggested that Monsieur Brannigan was not a good target for such things. He may be of use to them. This is where we rejoin this story, whom I don't think we've seen since, chapter 30 episodes ago or something.
It's certainly
Been a while.
It's been more than 30. Yeah, we have not seen you guys since 75. 31 episodes. So, Sarah, you have heard a voice calling to you, compelling you. And if you do pull up your Sarah Quill stuff, you will recall that this is, this is the old D100 system.
Yes.
While we're here, just this is kind of as a for whatever, I would love it if Liv and Zane could just do me the honor or dreadful fear of rolling a D13.
Stop.
1. Thank you, Zane.
Okay. Also rolled a 1.
1. Okay. In this case, all this means is we're gonna do some rolls of this kind of various times. You have both rolled 1. This was kind of the standard luck roll, but this was for you as players, not so much as this, although you may not actually care. None of your characters are going to suddenly be happen to walk by, so you guys are just gonna be sitting here quietly for a moment. I'm very sorry, or as quiet as you want to be. Feel free to comment on it. Live your lives is my point. So. But, Sarah Quill, you have heard a voice Etienne has asked if you're all right.
I am. I just, I heard a voice. And I feel like I have to go. I have to get out of here.
My darling, what do you mean you have to go?
I just feel compelled to leave here.
But where is it you wish to go? Is there a destination in mind? What did you hear? And in fact, Sarah Quill, you heard every word. I am Count Dracula. Come to Darkmoor.
There is someone named Dracula, and he is commanding me and everyone to go to Darkmoor.
Darkmoor, you say?
Does Sarah know about Darkmoor?
Sarah would not know about Darkmoor.
Oh.
Do we know about Dracula?
That is a really interesting question. And that actually has to do with timing. Because you see, the timing of those stories. This is a pure luck roll. Dan, do you want to know about Dracula, or would you like Francis to not?
I think it would be more fun to know.
Please roll a luck roll. We're getting down to some very nitty gritty timing of stuff, because you guys are in a time period that is, what'd you roll?
81 against 75.
You get an extra opportunity for this, because though that is luck, I will have you guys use that luck, this correct luck system, the D100 luck system, when it's stuff of this thing. I would like you to roll a D13 instead.
Okay,
For
all right.
this kind of luck roll, you get an extra opportunity.
9.
Nice.
Francis, as it happens, you have heard of a book. I think with a 9, you haven't read it, but you do know it is about a vampire. It is called Count Dracula the Undead, and it was written by Henry Irving.
I mean, it's not that it's not. I've heard that name before. He's from a book,
Yes.
right?
It is from a book, Mr. Brannigan. Darkmoor, you say?
Yes, but where is that?
And you heard it.
Yes, well, not with my ears, with my mind. Or my soul. Do I have a soul? I don't know if I do.
My darling, trust me. You have more soul in one of your perfect nipples than most people have in their whole body.
Well, thank you, but this seems rather urgent, so if you could postpone talk of my nipples to later in our quarters, that would be perfect. But...
I will never postpone talk of your nipples.
Okay, well,
Beloved.
I have to go. We have to go.
You feel compelled by this Dracula to go to Darkmoor.
Yes, it feels very important, and I can't explain why, but I must go. I must go to Darkmoor. We must go now.
There is in the sort of darkness behind you. Actually, Francis, Francis, would you roll a spot hidden, I think it's called in this goddamn system?
I believe it is spot hidden, yes.
Yeah. Give me a spot hidden, sir.
16, which is a hard success.
So, Francis, you kind of like, this is going on, and like maybe you're just kind of eerie'd out, but you suddenly glance back and you see a shadow like moving into this room, and like Sarah, Sarah Quill, she is still most beautiful, but now she has kind of like her eyebrows have become like wheat. Like her hair has like flowers and stuff in it. She's kind of plant-like, and even more plant-like entity begins to walk out of the shadow. This is one of the vampires. They've been around. They have not. They will often sort of kind of like mess with you, but like with Etienne being there and based on who's in charge here, they have prevented. But one of these sort of other vampires, Sarah, is moving out, and she is saying, "Darkmoor, yes, we must go to Darkmoor."
Excuse me, you felt it too. You heard it. Not with your ears. Do you have ears? I have ears. Still.
Do you not see my ears?
Oh yes.
Do you not wish to nibble upon them?
Not right now, but I do. I feel the same as you. We must get to Darkmoor.
I want it to be known. I want to be on the record. She turns to Francis and says, "Will you witness me? Can I write the record in your blood?"
Is that do I know is that like a saying that they do, or does she actually?
No,
want my
she's
blood?
talking about your blood. You
I
fresh little
prefer.
boy.
I prefer if you didn't actually. I can just. If we all hear you, isn't that not witnessing enough?
I suppose it will do if you're unwilling, what I am. She kind of glances at Etienne, who just gives her and unable to take the blood within you. But I want it to be witnessed, known well. And she puts her hands like on your face, and her hands are like cold and like sort of sticky, like grass. Have this like roughness, and she says, "I have always been loyal to my oversire Johannes Gerstenkron. I am so loyal, and yet I do feel a compulsion, the same as you." She turns to Sarah.
Yes.
"I have been called by a higher power. It is my hope that our master Johannes will come with us to Darkmoor. I hope we can convince him to kneel before this greater vampire so that we all can grow more powerful. I do not want anything to happen to the Dreadlord Johannes, do you?" And Sarah, I guess we should mention, you have certainly met Johannes Gerstenkorn.
Okay.
Who is the Dreadlord of what was this domain. Johannes is based on Sarah Quill's vibe, you probably would consider him one of your very, very good friends, but not your best friends. Francis, this guy is fucking scary. He's this like little, like he's like gnarled, and like part of his body is wood, and he's real. He's like real small and kind of, he's much more like Nosferatu. Like he's very like kind of
Not too pleasant to look at, right?
No, he's not too pleasant to look at at all.
But he's just unique and special in his own way.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But yes, I do hope that he, as well, will attend us to Dracula. But my love, and she'll go up to Etienne and say, I must go. I must go now, and you must come with me. We must go together, all of us. I think it would be a very good time. We have to go right now, right away.
You are not wrong, my dear, but I believe that our friend here, our acquaintance, perhaps she's correct. I think we need to. I think we need to at least attempt to sway the Dark Lord to our side.
Well, I'm sure he's on his way already. If he feels the same way I do, and then that she does, we have to go.
He looks at you, sort of. He looks at you, Francis. Perhaps Mr. Brannigan can. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong one. Perhaps Mr. Brannigan can go and speak to the Dark Lord. Let him know that many of his subjects are planning on leaving Voss's call. I am sure he has heard it himself. Yes.
I don't know. Is that right? He's gonna eat me right up.
Well, just be more convincing, Monsieur Brannigan.
Mr. Renee. I mean, listen. If we go to where all these other vampires are, all this Count Dracula, then I'm a little concerned for my personal safety. If you catch my meaning.
Yeah, friend, don't worry. We will protect you, but we have to go right now, immediately. My love, if you would like to talk to, what was his name again?
Johannes.
Johannes. We must do that now. And perhaps we can catch him on the way out, on the way to Darkmoor. Do you know what that is? I have to get there.
My darling, I can guide you all to Darkmoor. This is not a difficult thing for me to do, but...
Yes.
He kind of... And when he's saying this, like, this other vampire is like... You know, Sarah, you probably feel like a directional call, like a pull, but the idea that he is sort of saying, like, come this way, like, he's giving you like a good route, so it certainly is appealing. And though you are very much you want to go see what this is about, you're actually no, you're probably doing exactly what Sarah would do. I guess he'll say, my love, can you wait but a moment for us to go and speak to the former ruler of this once great domain?
Yes, if you insist. Can we get to talk to him now?
I think
so.
So
we can get on the road. I think I know where we have to go. I feel it in my soul, not so heart. My heart doesn't work.
In your he walks to you and puts like a hand like right on your boob and says, like right on your nipple, and says, your soul.
Yes. Yes. We have to go. Yes. Let's go to Johannes. Come, Francis. And she'll like scurry out.
Okay. He as you kind of like are, I don't know if you're going to, but Etienne kind of like gestures to you and says, Monsieur Brannigan, go. Try to get the read on if he will come. I think it would be good for him to come, but if he doesn't, I think it is important that he is given the opportunity so that they can report on what he would have done, you understand?
Look, if we go there, if we end up going to this Darkmoor, can you? I'll go talk to him. But can you at least? Are there any assurances you can offer me in terms of? You've already seen how all these everyone here has been eyeing me.
I have.
And if there's just more of them around, then it doesn't seem like it's going to be too good of a situation.
Monsieur Brannigan, I will simply say this. If you were to skitter away as we make our way to Darkmoor, it will be dangerous to travel alone, but if at any point you think it is safer to remain somewhere we pass or to strike out on your own, I will call no attention to your departure, especially if you help me now in this.
Right. Thank you. I'll go talk to him.
Perfect. So the two of you, as well as this vampire who's with you, Sarah, you know her. Her name is Ingrid. She heads with you to go speak to her master, as does Francis. Etienne remains behind, just kind of looking out the broken wall, kind of curious. As you're walking, Ingrid will sort of say, I very much, damn it, that's French, hold on. Yeah, I very much hope that our master will come with us. I know he is not your master, though you share a unique strain
Yes.
of the vampiric nature. I do so hope that he will come with us. I do not want to be away from his brews.
Yes. Well, all of you are very, very good friends of mine, and that means a lot to me. So I would like for all of us to go to, I'm assuming, a festivity.
You consider me your friend?
Yes, of course. We are kin, sort of.
Yes.
We have.
Let us. She kind of takes your hand. Yes, let us go as friends.
Yes.
I like to be your friend.
You are my friend.
Perhaps we can find some nice, rotund person on our way, and we can just drain them of every drop that is within them.
Yes, perhaps we shall. Are you not feeling the sense of urgency that I am? Because I feel like it is pulling on me quite a bit, and I don't feel like you are feeling.
I feel torn.
Oh.
I feel torn open like a virgin throat.
Okay. Yes.
I am so loyal to Johannes Gerstenkorn. He has given me everything, and yet this new pull is so strong, so exquisite, so penetrative. Don't you agree?
Actually, yes.
Yes.
But I am married, and while he does encourage me to explore all of my sexual proclivities, I would just like to focus on this one goal of getting Johannes to go with us. And I'm just assuming that if it is as seductive for him as it is for us, it may be very easy to get him to come with us. So let's proceed on. And she'll just drag her by her hand.
Of course.
Okay.
Francis, if you're following behind them, you notice, Francis, there are a lot of other vampires of this sort of plant-like nature moving through the labyrinthine different tap rooms that make up much of D. Gerton, as they are all moving in the opposite direction away, compelled to go.
I'm just trying to stay as close to Sarah Quill as possible.
Understood.
So that kind of like a safety buffer.
Of course, a good plan. But eventually, the three of you reach. You know what? I actually want to make sure I get the name of this exactly correct. Because I've written this one way, but I think I might have written it another way. So guys, my many apologies for this delay. If you want to explain the joke now, I guess you can.
I totally thought that Liv's knees were something else, and I was like, "Oh, like."
I get a
we
message
canceled.
from Zane going, "I thought your knees were your boobies," and it just killed me.
Yeah, I was like, we'll get views, but we might get canceled real quick. But I think we're okay.
At this moment, as those thoughts are fun in our heads, Sarah Quill, you and Ingrid and Francis find yourselves in a passage that though you have met Johannes Gerstenkorn, you've never been this way. But Ingrid is sort of pulling you along, and soon you come to a door that reads, looking for a gender of the noun. You find a door called Der Privatgarten.
Do I understand what that means in English?
Probably not. Francis, would you roll for me? I guess Sarah Quill, you could do this as well. But if you would just do like a language, you can even use a language own on this, Francis, just to see if you can parse what it means.
That's a 3, so extreme success.
I mean, you basically would have got it even if I made you language unknown. You're pretty sure that means the private garden. And you might have once or twice heard that there is that's like the private place that this guy goes to. But Ingrid sort of stops at the door and says, I feel like I am about to commit a horrible betrayal even saying that I would go.
No, we are bringing him in and seeing if he perhaps feels the same way. So maybe we won't mention it. We'll just see what his demeanor is as we walk in. Let's go. And she'll
Go ahead.
daintily knock on the door.
You knock on the door, and after a few moments, and the sound of this door opening sounds like, it's a sound none of you are really familiar with, but to us, it sounds like a can being opened. The door pulls open. The extreme scent of like brews, of the strange brews that they drink here, wafts in, and Sarah Quill.
Yes.
It is a very, very pleasant odor. It's one that you have yet to enjoy. You've never smelled something this good. It's almost distracting you from what is out there. Francis, what you smell is basically you smell an equal parts rot and yeast.
So an IPA.
Well, the point is, the door opens, and you see there are numerous vats full of like amber liquids with bubbles filling in them, and maybe shadowed shapes within. These are connected to tubes which are running.
Oh.
And then sort of you hear kind of like an uneven hobbling gait as this sort of small, kind of like gnomish creature with pointy ears and big fangs. Part of his head is made of wood. One of his legs is like gnarled wood. And he has this beard of just like barley corn. And he sort of just steps out, and this is Johannes Gerstenkorn. Francis, you may have witnessed him from afar, but like up close, and he kind of looks at you.
I have a question.
Please.
What would his title be? Like, Your Majesty, Your Highness.
Sarah Quill, you are actually a pretty like fancy girl.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know about. I think that is probably something you would have asked already. No roll is required. You know that he is most often addressed as Brewmeister. Or Braumeister? Braumeister, hold on. God damn it, I should have had this ready. I think it's Braumeister. It might be Broymeister. There might be an umlaut on the A.
Oh my gosh.
Das
I'm not gonna-
Baumeister.
Braumeister.
Yeah, das Baumeister. Is it das or der? Der Baumeister?
It would be Der Braumeister.
Der Baumeister.
Well, wait.
It might be das, because German sometimes is stupid about
No, it is Der Meister.
But
Cool.
it is there. Okay.
Sarah will bow deeply and say, what is it? Der
Der
Brewmeister?
Baumeister.
Der Braumeister. Johannes, how are you?
Yeah, you come to me because you have heard the sound, the call of another. I can feel this call myself. I hear it compelling me to leave my work. Who does this one think he is? I feel his power, yet it is nothing compared to the brews I make.
And he sort of gestures to the...
Oh, yes, and perhaps, this person that has been calling to us would like to taste your refined brews that you have. In fact, I would love, and is the scent like seducing her too? Like,
I mean,
does
it
she
smells wonderful. It smells so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is something that I imagine anyone would want to taste, because I am feeling like I want to taste it as
But
well.
I alone have made it and can say who can taste it and who not.
I
And
don't.
This new pretender, this Dracula, does not have the right to
Of
make me
course.
his mere servant. I am the
Oh, well, perhaps-
Braumeister.
Of course, and perhaps it's a party for which he would like some of your brews.
You?
And Ingrid says, Master, this is not exactly what we're saying. He says, he stomps up to you, Sarah, and there's something very like intense and sort of scary and kind of feral about Johannes Gerstenkorn as he gets to you and says,
You would have me come to this new master bearing gifts, making offerings as if he has declared himself my king?
No, I would not have you do anything. I would just assume that you would want to demonstrate your dominance and your brewing prowess.
make a charm roll. Which one are you so good at?
Oh, I think charm.
Do a charm roll for old Sarah Quill. Oh, Jesus.
She's not that old.
Well, oh, Jesus, she is really good at charm.
36.
36. It's a hard success for you.
Success.
He sort of pauses and says,
My dominance.
Yes,
That is a
Because
brew.
of
Since I have
course,
been
no one
working
can
on-
do this like you.
Yes, there is a special brew I've been working on.
he then kind of sees Francis there and says,
What was this dust? You are not one of my servants. You are how has he gotten this far?
and
He
Ingrid
is
says,
a
forgive me.
very good friend of mine. He knows Etienne, right?
Yes.
Johannes. He is a very good, very, very dear friend of my husband and myself. So we have requested that he be preserved in his form as he is now. And she's just like patting him weirdly. If you would be so kind, Master Brewmeister.
Der Engel möchte ihn wieder zu leben, ja. You come to me speaking of my dominance, and yet you suggest it. I let men, living men, on not a single bit of the precious green within you.
He kind of pats Francis a couple of times.
Well, he is our brew carrier. He carries them for us. Isn't that right, Francis?
Yes, Brewmeister. I've been so far I help them out when there are things that they need someone who's not who's unlike you to complete the tasks.
Exactly. There's so many delicious things here
Du
that
bist
you
der
have created.
Mundschenk.
I'm sorry, what?
Der Mundschenk.
And Ingrid will say, the cupbearer.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
You are a Mundschenk. Oh. Mm. But no plant within him. No. But your husband, the Engel, oh, he wants him here. Mm. Mm. And you wish for me to come on a pilgrimage,
Oh, I
trying
would
to
not
show
request.
my dominance to this new master.
Exactly. I would not request anything of you. I am simply saying that I do believe that you should assert your dominance with us at Darkmoor, so that Dracula knows who is the true Dreadlord.
I have been the most powerful vampire of any kind in
Yes.
these Dreadlands, and he would do well to know it. But should he not come to me as a sign of obeisance?
Well, think of it as us going as your army to show him not only your brewing prowess, but the army of us that you have gathered.
But as my army, already I can feel them walking away. They go of their own
Because
volition
they-
to join him, not to carry on my name.
No, they want to ensure that the path's clear for you, because it would be a demonstration of your military prowess to have so many of your
I care not for
followers.
military prowess, I care only for the bros.
Eh,
You,
they are-
Mundschenk,
they will-
come.
Okay.
He sort of pulls you in. And he kind of
Come, come.
and he pulling you like back deeper into the place.
You are to be my Munchink. Oh. I smell your blood, I smell your viscera. I want to consume every ounce of it, and yet even this is... I want to make a better brew. Even a better brew. Come, come, come.
If I can suggest, Anna, I heard this Dracula is calling you all to a place called Darkmoor, right? I see it mentioned university, right?
He did mention it was a university, yes.
Well, it is. Mr. Renee did say it's kind of a university, so they might have, books and more knowledge there to help you with your brews.
I have literally written the books on the brewmastering.
And he sort of gestures to a bunch of just like rotten notes, like on a
There's nothing I can learn, but perhaps... No! But Munchink, perhaps you are... Perhaps to us Rex. Perhaps, Munchink. There are other mysteries there I could learn that would improve my brew, that the idiots do not realize could be used for beer.
Yes.
Munchink, you... None have been allowed to bear this brew. But I will send no inhibition. Mitya. That's my Munchink. Yes, and you will give this to Dracula and tell him if he wishes to have more, he must come and kneel before me. The true
Brewmeister.
Braumeister. Aber das Königsist. Ja, verstehst du? Ja, Ober den König. Ober aller Königin. Ja, natürlich.
He suddenly rounds on Sarah and Ingrid.
You will not drink this.
No.
Neither of you are worthy of this brew.
Of course not, der Brewmeister.
Only this Dracula. Only he can try it and see my mastery. Do you understand?
Of course. Yes.
Good.
What does it do? Like, what's
What does it do? Was machst es? Es ist perfekt. That is what it does. It is perfect. No better flavor can there be. You don't understand how many souls have been put into its brewing. And how pristine of souls they have been. The dark magics I have woven, the plants that I have grown, yes. Wonders have been worked.
He kind of goes back to the back and he pulls out this like chest, which he then opens, and within it this is how we're doing this.
Uh-oh.
You know how
Sorry,
like
did you
Saint
say SS?
Bernard's, what's that?
Did you say SS Verest or Zelech?
Wait, did I say what? When did I say which one?
When you handed her the drink. Sorry, I couldn't tell. It sounded like SS Verletzt, but
I don't think I would have said verletzt. Yeah,
No,
what did
that's
say?
why I was like, I don't think that's what you said. Did you say Zelecha?
I don't know.
Did I just...
I don't know.
Alright, whatever.
I've said a lot of stuff. I'm sorry.
You
I'm sure
did.
it's not
It's okay.
been good German.
I'm just sitting over here chanting Kleinheitsgebot.
I just looked up Munchink, and now this is my favorite word. Francis, what he then pulls out, that he pauses and he reaches.
Come, Munchink.
And he
We'll walk
pulls
over.
you down by the throat, and he wraps this belt kind of like collar around your neck, which he seals. On the front of it, right here, is a miniature keg, like a Saint Bernard in the Alps would have.
Yeah.
You have but a taste of the ultimate brew. Show my mastery to him, show my dominance to him. He will drink from your throat, don't you see? The comedy of it. Ganz komisch ist das, ja?
Yeah, very, yeah, yes.
Very funny, Francis. Laugh.
Yes, yes.
One more thing.
Yes.
Let this be a lesson to you, who is connected to me through the Dark Lords and Ladies, and you, who is connected to me by true bite, he says to Ingrid. If any of you wish to betray me, if any of you wish to turn to his side, this Dracula, if you renounce the Legagarten, and me, I will poison the well. All of you will fall. All of you will die and wither in the sun. If you betray me, I will burn this crop to the ground. Now go.
And what if this Dracula would like to join forces with you?
He can come and be below me.
Okay.
He can serve me. He can be, what did you say, my military? He can be the military for me. For I am the brewmaster. Yes.
Yes.
Then
Farewell.
go.
Yes.
So go, then leave me here with my ungrateful, empty, like a garden is out of my, they all go crawling after him, even you, Ingrid. I am so torn. I feel the compulsion, but I will stay if you command me. No, you will go and you will keep as many loyal to me as you can, yeah? Keep them in line and let no one drink from the throat of Mr. Brannigan until it is Dracula's right. Of my Munching.
Of course. We will serve as proud representatives of Der Leckergarten. Let's go. And she'll turn and
Okay. Great. So you guys are back in the room. Ingrid will
She
say,
will quickly
"Yeah,
sidle up to Francis and say, I believe that he may be... Wait. Can't... This is Sarah, but also Lauren. Can't Sarah surmise that he's probably making this out of them because he called them crops? The beer, is it being...
make a psychology roll, I suppose."
Okay.
I don't know that that's her. She's not terribly at it.
Yeah. 22.
It's a hard success. You've never been in that room. You're pretty sure there's something being brewed. You don't know if it's people. You don't know if it's vampires. You don't know if it's option number 3. He's up to
Silent
something.
Train.
He's up to something.
Yeah.
Francis, he's up to something that I was not aware of before. But I feel desperately connected to that, and it scares me quite a bit. But moving on.
Yeah, moving on, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ingrid kind of walks up to you and says, "I just want you to know, Mundschenk, that I am sorry for any offense or leering glances I've given you before. But on the other hand, Mundschenk, I've never wanted to consume the blood of a human being more than I want to consume yours, because the honor of you being the Mundschenk is, honestly, if you wish to make bloodless love repeatedly on a journey, I will be more than happy to accommodate this. It would be my honor."
I appreciate the offer. I'll get back to you on that one.
you'd like me to supervise, I can. Just to make sure you don't get hurt. Nothing weird. I promise. Ingrid, don't look at me like that.
I'm not looking at you like that. I'm looking at him. I'm simply imagining he could spill his seed and I could spill my seed.
Okay.
Our seeds could intermingle. And she like starts like rubbing her hands together and little like pieces of like wheat are like falling.
Okay. Shall we find my husband then? Let's go.
So as you guys head off to Etienne, do we need to see with Etienne? Sure. You guys reach sort of where Etienne was sort of standing, looking out.
My love.
Monsieur Brannigan, you are back, all right. I'm glad to see it. And you have a new, you are aware there is something on your neck?
Yes, Mr. Renee. I've been honored with a task of bringing this to Dracula. So.
Ah, is this an offering of friendship or a...
Well, servitude. Right, sort of.
Servitude to Dracula?
No, to, he's his, what was that word? Munch.
Francis is the Munchshank, the cupbearer, yeah.
He's the Munchink?
Oh, I see. So in other words, yes. Dracula is to taste this to his mastery.
Yes.
Of Monsieur Gaston.
Yes, and he did say that if we were to choose to go to serve Dracula, which I'm not sure if that's what's going on, but that we would die, and I'm not quite ready for that. I've just started my immortal journey.
Oh yes, no, so my darling, let me tell you something. I'm never going to let you die. Even if you beg for death, I will not allow it.
That sounds exciting. But shall we go?
Oh yes. There is already, and he kind of gestures out, and there are a lot of plant vampires like making their way. Come, let us go on this important journey. So they step out. It is at this time that we will cut away. Liv, would you please roll a D13 for me?
Yeah. Just sitting here chanting things in German.
I understand. You're good, and I apologize to Liv Insane for the long duration of our trip to Die Leckergärten.
This is so good. 12.
12.
It's fine.
That would be
12.
All right.
Yeah.
Half of that. Okay. Zane.
Uh-oh.
I need you, my friend.
I don't like that. What happens if we roll a 13 on this one?
Good stuff.
We die.
Hey, two fun things happen. Zane, could you roll a D13 as well?
11, baby.
11. Okay. So we cut from what remains of Die Leckergärten to just outside the valley of Badairoth. Hattie, you swing and land.
What's this now?
The sword is in your hand. The whip is basically you've sort of gone to where the soldier has sort of sent you, and the soldier kind of in your mind and aloud says, "Well, I think we lost the Stone Angel. I gotta say, Hattie, you do have some moves."
I'm still waiting for you to explain how you ended up in this sword.
It's not so hard. I stuck a little bit of my soul in it ahead of time, just as an insurance policy.
Oh, so your soul is in the sword.
Manner of speaking. Which means I am at your mercy. And ordinarily, beautiful smoking one with a whip like that, I would love to be at your mercy. But more so if I had a fucking body. Also, if I wasn't so goddamn in love with Medina. I need to get a new body so that I can get into her body.
Maybe you should try appealing to her mind first.
I don't think that's ever been my strong suit, but point taken. She is kind of a fucking nerd like that. All right, Hattie, if you want to get out of here, you got two options. One, we make a break for it. We're out of the valley. That's the good news. Bad news is, we're not far from the Lich Queen's power. If we make a run for it, we're gonna get hunted. But
Hunted by what?
by every undead fiend, every monster, every thrall she wants to throw at us. The trick is, there is one individual with a little bit of power here who hates the queen. We could go to him, plead our case.
Who's this? And are you planning on offering me up as some sort of sacrifice
No,
again?
not this time. I fucking need you now, Hattie. But I have to say, you acquitted yourself out of that situation real nice. So I feel like that worked out about as well as it could have for either of us.
Who is this enemy of the Lich Queen?
Why, it's one of the other great liches of what used to be Ignidor. Ire Vogazity. The man she loves, and the man who hates her.
So I'm stuck between two dead ex-lovers carrying...
Who said X? Oh, you don't know the fun of Ignidor, do you?
No, explain.
I once heard someone describe it as a no-exit situation. I don't really know what that means. But basically, there's three liches in Ignidor. There's Visibatiroth, there's Ire Vergazity, and there's Shtasuth.
Alright.
The Lich Queen is in love with Ire Vergazity, who is in love with Shtasuth, who's in love with the Lich Queen. And each of them despises the other Lich.
So it's a triangle.
Precisely. So, we either try to make a run for it, or we go to the one person who hates her enough to maybe help us out. Unfortunately, I'll offer you guidance, and I can pump things up for you a little with this sword. But for the most part, Hattie, you got the only legs between us. They're good-looking legs, so I feel I'm in
I
good
need you to
hands.
stop that before I go a step further.
Just trying to be complimentary.
Your life is literally in my hands. You're the object, not me, so stop treating me like one.
Fair enough. And feel free to objectify me anytime.
Ugh. Alright, how far do we have to run to get away from this Lich Queen?
Depends on how bad she wants to chase us. But he kind of like, there's like a thing where like you can, it's interesting, Hattie, it actually probably doesn't feel as, it's more like a haptic feedback situation, rather than like you're being pulled. Like at times you will feel the sword like pulling in a direction. You don't have to like let the sword point that way, but it's kind of like it's like a video game controller like shaking when you're, like he can kind of like point at things by if you let him like sort
vibrate.
Yeah, he can kind of like if you feel it and it's like it's not irritating, it doesn't feel like presumptuous, but if you let him do it, he'll point you, he can like point in directions for you.
How far exactly do we have to run to get away from her in general?
Well, he kind of points and says, "See those mountains there? There are some mountains that are pretty far away. If we can make it to those, she still may be sending people after us, but we'll have a little more breathing room."
So either run to those far off mountains and hope there's nothing on our trail, or hope that this other dead Lich King, whatever.
And you feel that, do you let him like point?
Yeah.
He kind of gestures and you see about like 2 miles away, there is like a tower surrounded by like gravestones and sort of things. It's like you can sort of see it. You probably don't see the full bottom of it. You can tell there's like some other statuary, but there's like a tower about 2 miles away. The mountains are further away for sure.
You really think this... What's his name?
Ior Vorgazity.
Ivor or Iwar?
Ior Vogazity. IORVOGAZITY. That is a name that actually many of our sort of viewers, especially of our participants in Lost Through Academia, are very familiar with that name at this point.
Ior.
Ior
Sounds like an
Vorgazity.
eyesore. You really think he'll help us out?
I think if anyone will help us against the Lich Queen where we are right now, it's him. Especially since I think he'll like that I got my soul out of there. He'll appreciate that.
Alright. But no funny business. Is there anything else I need to know? Things to say, not to say.
Don't call him eyesore. Is a start.
Well, obviously.
In addition, let me think about this for a second. Do you start whipping your way that way?
Yes, but do I trust whatever he's saying?
I mean, can you ever trust a soldier of fortune? Probably not.
I have the sense that he's being honest. With me not holding anything back.
Make an insight roll for Hattie. That's with a D20 because we're using about 95 different systems in this game.
It's super fun, not confusing at all. All right, where's my D20? Very rich. Okay. Insight, you say?
Yep.
10 plus nothing. 10.
All right. He's hard to read. He's even harder now that he doesn't have a smirking face.
Can't read a sword that well.
Not hard to read a sword. But he will give you some guidance of things like not to mention. He will say, do not bring up Shtasuth. Like, don't talk about Shtasuth. Because that's the reason I got killed. I brought up love to the Lich Queen because I'm thinking about Medina so much.
So the Lich Queen's in love with
Ior Vogazity.
Ior Vogazity.
Correct.
And Ior Vogazity is in love with
Shtasuth.
Alright. Who's in love with the Lich Queen?
Now you're catching on.
Oh, God, I feel like I'm back in high school.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
It's almost like they were doomed to this situation by some force that just wants to torment them.
I think I'm doomed to this situation by some force.
Yeah, but you got a lot more control than they do. They got the power, you got the control. What is it you want anyway, Hattie, other than survival?
What does Hattie, why is Hattie out here? Do we know?
Hattie is an explorer.
I'm just exploring. Okay,
She
she
escaped when she had the opportunity. She escaped from Heistales and she's been exploring ever since, yeah.
And okay, thank you. I was trying to remember if there was something in particular she was looking for. I'm just an explorer.
Well,
I haven't found my thing yet.
Whether in a body or out of one, or in a sword, I can guide you more directly. But even if I get a body here, I can definitely tell you of some places you're probably interested in. You ever heard of a? I mean, it's going to be accessible now. You ever heard of a TV station?
Well, sure. They have TV and.
Actually, then they probably only had radio.
They only have radio?
Yeah,
okay.
I will say it's more radio. It's like
they had movies.
They had movie theaters and radios. TV might be a thing. TVs weren't prominent enough that you'd like. So yeah.
Okay. I know radio stations. What's a TV station?
It's like radio. It's like a movie that's beamed over the air, like a talking picture, right into a little box. I know where they. Well, if you can make it there, you can learn some interesting stuff and see a place very few people get to see.
Does sound interesting. Not sure I need you in a body though. I kind of like being able to hold you in my hand.
Yeah,
And
well-
don't say anything.
No, I won't say anything that. I'll just mention, have fun dreaming with us attuned like this. Yeah, you may want to get rid of me sooner than later.
Alright. Let's keep going.
Alright, so you guys keep going, swinging towards that tower. But as you near it, you see a large solitary figure about 100 yards from it. Hattie, would you make a perception roll?
I will. I'm having too much fun opening and closing this thing.
I get it. It's a very cool device.
That is a roll. Perception, you say.
Mm-hmm.
22.
There is a statue that is walking. It is heading seemingly towards the same tower you are. It is currently a good bit under you. It seems to be a statue.
Gargoyle-looking thing.
It does not look like a gargoyle. It sort
An
of looks
angel?
like a... Doesn't look like an angel. It looks very different than the other statues with a... Because wait, what? You had 20 what?
22.
Yeah, with a 22, it looks like... It looks like a graveyard groundskeeper.
It's oddly specific for me to know, but Hattie is pretty perceptive and traveled quite a bit. Do I know any graveyard groundskeepers?
You don't.
No.
If you want to bring it up to the Soldier of Fortune, you certainly can.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
There's
What?
someone up ahead. Looks like he
Okay.
runs a graveyard, but he's made of stone. Does that make any sense at all?
Wait, are you kidding me?
No. Why would I joke?
Can you angle me towards him?
Sure. Sense anything?
Holy shit. He rolled an 11 on his perception. Hattie Landus, that's a friend. At least he used to be.
Yeah, but you also thought the Lich Queen was gonna be your friend.
I never thought the Lich Queen was going to be a friend. I thought I might be able to manipulate her. This guy I've already manipulated plenty.
Why is he made of stone? Why are we constantly running into things made of stone?
I
I
don't-
have a little bit of a problem with that
I
now.
understand. And I'm sure did you not care for Brickborn back where you're from?
Listen, Brickborn are another beast altogether. I'm talking about whatever the heck those were back at the palace. What is the deal with this guy?
This is Alvin Theodore. And I'm pretty sure he's the motherfucker who broke the mists. If you're a fan of free exploration, well, you should land and shake his hand. Actually, maybe don't let him touch you because he might not know his own strength. Well, I figure he should have figured it out by now. That being said, I don't know why he's made of stone. But I'd like to find out.
Looks like he's on the same trajectory we are. Maybe we can catch up. Can we try to...
Seems like it. Alright, you can pretty easily. So, Hattie, if you want to, you can sort of land in the path, as there is a large stone figure making a solitary way across this. And Alvin, you see a woman. She is covered in smoke. She is holding a whip in one hand and a sword in the other. Alvin, would you like to... do you remember Alvin's description? I don't... if you'd like to give that to us just as a reminder.
Yeah, he's just he's a big guy, not a lot of hair. He looks like Lenny in Of Mice and Men, kind of a little bit. He's got his overalls kind of dirty.
Yeah.
Just big hands, that type of guy.
Yeah. But he's even bigger now because he's made of stone. So Alvin, you see this woman in like explorer's or like, are you wearing? Yeah, you were like explorer kind of.
Yeah,
garb, but,
they were like explorer.
sort of stylish version or what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
It's very form-fitting.
Very form. Yeah,
But
kind
then
of.
you've got the smoke, so it's a little hazy.
The smoke kind of hard to do, and she has a sword in one hand with a purple gemstone glowing in it, and a whip in the other, and she lands kind of like just ahead of you.
Alvin looks at her. Just keeps walking.
Wait, Alvin. Wait, did I know his name?
Yeah, he
Alvin,
would have
or-
said that's Alvin.
Alvin, I think I might kind of be connected to you through a mutual, wouldn't call him a friend, but acquaintance of ours.
How do you know me?
Well, it's gonna sound a little odd, but do you believe in the possibility of soul transference into everyday objects?
Not sure what I believe anymore. I've seen a lot.
You
There
sure
was-
look like you have, Alvin. And the sword sort of like slightly glows purple. The voice carries around 20, 30 feet, but Alvin, you hear a familiar voice.
About to introduce him, but I think you may know
I
Soldier of Fortune here.
Hey, buddy. Looks like you and I have both been going through some changes.
where what happened to you?
Well, I got myself in a bad situation and got killed, but I had a backup plan. But the bigger question is what happened to you? I mean, it seems like you won. You got your miracles, didn't you?
I killed her.
Who'd you kill?
It was Mason. I killed her.
Oh no. Cause you're stone.
Brought her back to life and just wanted to hug her.
God, this place is good at what it does, which is be terrible. Well, Alvin, why are you stone?
I wanted to stop it all from happening. Keep the garden just the way it was. So I made that wish that I could be stronger than the stone man. This is what happened.
You wanted to be stronger than the stone man.
I don't really know what it means, but here I am.
It could mean a few things, but Alvin, wait. Oh God. Alvin, you... God, the fucking drifter. You did swear you'd help him, didn't you?
I made a few deals. I didn't trust any of you lot.
Well, I still think you did the right thing breaking the mist up, but... It's a shame. If it makes you feel any better, in my experience, the present company, as in myself excluded, typically when they bring people back from the dead, it's only to mess with the living. Wait, Alvin. What are you doing here? Why are you going to this tower? And Alvin. In fact, I would love for you, on your Alvin sheet, I did also send you another thing to open, which we might need to use. But if you'll go to your Alvin Theodore sheet, if you would please roll for me. I know it is not your primary strength, but just give me an investigation roll. 11. I will say that in your learnings, you have heard about these liches, these undead wizards, these undead spellcasters, and you have sought them out. You've come here for that purpose. It's been a very arduous journey, but the name Ire of Veracity was given to you, and you are making your way to it.
And did you describe the purpose for why I was seeking them out, or is it just kind of up to Alvin?
It will be up to Alvin. I mean, we can discuss it. Do you think Alvin is still trying to get Miss Mason back? Is Alvin trying to? What do you think Alvin's goal is, or does he even have one?
I think he wants to go back to normal. He wants to be able to die.
That is something that the undead wizards might be able to help with. Because certainly at present, you have not found the means of doing that. Of regaining your mortality. Well, Hattie, I don't know, but when in doubt, I think it's always if you have the choice between going somewhere with a stone golem and going somewhere without a stone golem, former's usually the better plan.
Who's the stone man?
The Stone Man? Well, Stone Man was the Dreadlord of Paradise. And apparently Alvin is stronger, more powerful. Which one did you say?
More powerful.
Apparently Alvin's more powerful than him. What that means? Well, there's a lot of things that could mean. Could have been all twisted around by whatever force was handing out dark miracles, but I have a suspicion. In any case, if we want to go talk to the Lich, Ire of Veracity, this isn't a bad situation to be in to do so.
I don't mind the extra muscle, so to speak. If you want to join up and travel together, Alvin, I'm fine with that.
I owe you nothing, but I will walk with you.
Fair enough. I like this one.
Yeah, he's, I gotta say, of all the people I've ever, all the people, he will say this to you privately in your brain. Of all the various people who've, been used as pawns in all the schemes of all these dreadlords and mistwalkers and everything, he's the only one I've ever, kind of felt bad for. Most people in this world deserve everything they get. I don't think this guy does. I mean, granted, he did willingly kill 13 people in order to fill 13 graves so that he could have miracles to grant, but I don't know. If you'd seen it, you wouldn't have really thought he was a bad guy.
Alright, that does give me a little bit of a pause, but I suppose if you guys see that,
Yeah, in fact, the stone men will probably tell Hattie the story of the 13 tombstones. Kind of like give you like a Cliff's Notes version of how 13 tombstones were created because he's not sure why, but everyone was fighting for him. That's how the mist were broken.
You said the stone man? Does that mean...
You mean...
Sorry, Soldier of Fortune.
Soldier of Fortune. Soldier
Yeah.
of Fortune? Alright.
Yeah. So,
Wait, is it?
with that, as you guys approach the tower, we're going to cut one more time. To a room in the Red Leg boarding house. So if you can all switch to Medina, Bradley, Everett, and Penny. And Penny, you will be making our first roll, and this is a big one. I don't believe you have... Yeah, you certainly have very little power at this point. So if you have 2, so if you wanted to mess with stuff, you could. But Penny, I need you to make an endurance roll. And I will tell you that this is basically to live or die.
Okay. Yep. You said endurance roll?
Endurance roll. If you'd like to spend your 2 power, you could gain an extra die on this roll.
Okay, where's endurance? It's under
Under vitality.
vitality.
Under the pink vitality. Do you want to spend the power?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that.
Oh boy.
Is my power gonna reset back to whatever the max was before?
It would
If
go to
it's
13,
separated?
theoretically.
Okay.
What's happened?
If I survive.
If you survive. So roll 4 D8. Let's see if you got any matches.
Boy, alright. 2 6s.
2 6s.
Geometry. Size. shape,
That
shape.
is the best one you could roll for space
Oh!
and shape. And physical space. So the
Literal
good,
shape.
So the
literal
good
shape.
news here is that Penny survives. The bad news is some Mistwalker has to die. Because there's now 14. So basically, the rest of you are stood around there. Bradley had, in our last adventure, Bradley had like gotten up. I think the last moment of this was the peddler very happy with what she'd done. Bradley was like standing up, kind of like testing out, feeling weird. But at this point, you guys hear a sucking in of breath behind you, and Penny also sits up. Box is like, "Hey, oh my God, she's alive too."
Penny.
Are you okay?
I'm me again.
Yeah, you are.
The peddler
I'm kinda
says,
sick.
"Yes, you're Wait, what was the peddler's voice? She didn't have an accent, right? Just kind of
That's
talking.
No.
pretty normal.
Yeah.
Like older but normal.
Yeah. Peddler's like, "Yes, no, you don't have a. You are. Well, you're not really you again. You're a sort of simulacrum of yourself that was formed of
You
some of
are.
your own biomatter and some from a donor." And
Nope.
lying
You are
like
you.
on basically like between you guys, like on the, I mean, if you're standing up from the bed, there does seem to be some like spare human remains.
Medina's
They
gonna.
ride motorcycles.
Yes, they absolutely did. That was an accident, and she's a nurse, and she'll point to the peddler.
No, I'm not. I'm a.
She,
No, darling, I'm the peddler.
okay. Yeah. Penny,
Well,
you're,
whatever you
Dude,
are,
we
where
didn't-
did
we
you
didn't-
go to
we
medical
didn't black
school?
out.
hey.
What?
Okay, Penny. Just accept you are back. Okay.
I am. I just wanted to know where she went to medical school. I
Okay.
feel-
Oh,
She-
I'm not a. Oh, is this one a little? The boxer goes, I don't really know what half these people are talking about, honestly. The point is, hey, look, you hung in there, champ. Here, come on, stand up. Let's take a couple steps. Your
And
legs are
Medina
gonna
will-
be, yeah.
Help her.
Didn't
There
they
you go.
Ice chips or anything? And just...
You want me to go? You want to get ice chips? I'm sure there's
Yeah,
an ice
yeah.
machine. I mean,
Yeah,
it's gonna
go get
the ice is gonna be filthy here
Just-
in this
just
place because this
go.
is like a fuck. Okay, sure. And he
Yeah.
goes. He heads out. Ice chips, you got it. You hear as the door's closing, he's like, "Oh, excuse me. Hey, you're lucky I wasn't passing you early, buddy." Oh, and he just kind of bounced down the hallway. Someone's like, "What?" The peddler's just looking, and the peddler says, "Do you mind, dear, if I just She kind of just pokes you a few times.
Yeah, the reflex test. Sure. I
And
don't-
and she kind of like
Do I have any scarring or anything?
make
Can I notice?
ooh
Make a beauty roll.
make a touch feel roll.
Make a beauty roll.
Make a beauty roll. No, hey, you know what, guys? All four of you, beauty rolls. Nat 20s, no roll required, okay? Come on.
I know you're lying, Philip, because this isn't a D20 system we're using right now.
But we just were, so like it's just a reference, people. Okay.
I don't need you to patronize me.
2 4s.
2 4s. Okay. You don't feel any scars, and you're probably like rubbing the side where stuff was. I would imagine that you're at least rubbing the boob to make sure there's no someone else's fingers sticking out the underside of it.
Okay.
You look
Alright.
great. His
That's
hand's
excellent.
not there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, my hands are over here.
Yeah.
Are they a little smaller?
Bet it was fun though, huh?
No. Well, come on.
It's
Gotta make that.
a sensitive subject right now. They just got separated.
Also, Phil, my power's back to 13 as well, right?
Your max power is back to 13.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I mean, yeah.
And Penny, so is yours. You can change your power to 13 as well.
Have
Your max.
we
Currently,
regained
you're at
power?
0. No.
Does that mean we get any power back now?
You.
We're still at 0. Do we get the 8? That
I'm gonna spot you 1 because of a little bit of time that had gone on, but you did just use some. You did use some to like survive this, so I think you're at
That's just that. Nobody else.
Whatever.
That's just those two have. Yeah, the rest of you are kind of at. We actually did give you 1 power last session, so that's sort of what that represents. Because we are in no way, we have not moved forward at all.
Okay.
I still don't know how. I don't care. I'm just.
Yeah.
The peddler sort of says, Oh yeah, go ahead, Bradley.
I just look at the peddler. So, what is it like? What does this mean for us?
Oh, you're both fine. There may be some side effects based on. I did this in a way that's going to make you both very You're healthier than you've ever been, my dears.
How?
Well, you were reformed with a little bit inside you that wasn't there before. You're in order to make your bodies sturdy enough to recover, you've received some transfusions. She kind of looks at Penny, realizing you're like a med student. You've received special transfusions that may alter
GMOs.
GMOs?
GMOs?
No, not whatever those are.
Oh.
GMOs.
NAD plus infusion?
No.
It's something
I'm
else.
just assuming.
Let me. She kind of pulls you guys together, and it's like I'm sure you guys have an aversion to being too close, but she kind of like presses your heads together so she can sort of see you both, and she says, "Kuzgud, Kuzgud." And Bradley, when she says this word, both of you do feel this weird pulse, and like, as you're looking at the room behind her, the shadows seem to like, they're still there, but like everything that's in darkness, you can sort of see a bright, or you can see it very clearly even in the darkness. It's a strange feeling just for a moment. She just sort of says this and there's this like pulsing. I'd like Medina and Everett to give me look rolls if you think you would be looking at this.
Oh, I'm looking at everything.
Wait, we're in D8.
You're in the D8 world. Pull up the Medina sheet.
Auschwitz.
No match.
Nothing. Neither of you see the eyes of Bradley or Penny, if anything to happen to their eyes. You guys don't know. You're just sort of watching. But sort of the peddler sort of nods and says, you both might find your night vision a bit improved.
Okay.
Oh, so like some beta carotene or something? I don't know.
Something. In addition, I want you to be cautious if either of you encounter the mists. You know, the purple mists that roll in at times. Just be cautious if you encounter them, but
What does that mean?
well, I assume you're all always cautious when you encounter the mists, right?
I drove in here through a bunch of this.
I
You
bet
know, bad for your lungs, asthma, and all that.
Indeed. And yeah, I mean, so yeah, Medina, obviously you were, you drove, or were you, didn't you wake up, you went to sleep and with windows open? Which driving you're talking about?
The actual like I started. Didn't I start driving
No,
in?
you were
and then-
you were asleep in a motel room and the windows were open and then you
that's
woke
right.
up on the couch.
Never
But
mind.
you also know the mists from those dread storms.
Oh, because I was doing
Yeah.
the dream journey. Never mind.
Yeah. But you know the mist from the dread storm that killed, that killed some of your former classmates here. So she's kind of like, those mists, you should be cautious in them, but the next time you encounter those thick purple mists, sort of sickly sweet with a copper aftertaste, you might find yourselves compelled to maybe stand in them a bit, to breathe them in. You should be cautious, but I think to see how well you fare would actually do both of you good. Again, just because of some new materials inside of you.
Wait, are you sure? Because the last time I encountered the mists, it was not good for any of us.
Well, you haven't had any transfusions, have you, dear?
She'll like get really close to the peddler and say, What did you give them?
They're alive, aren't they? And separate like they wanted?
Well, yeah, but they're immune to the mists.
I didn't say immune. Oh man, suddenly Penny looked terrifying. She kind of looks at you and says, but I didn't say not immune. And at this point the door opens and the boxer says, I got ice. I picked most of the hairs out of it.
Gross.
I'll pass, thank you though.
Why were there hairs in the?
It's a bowling alley.
What? No, you're in a sex motel here, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Denial.
What? And Penny was taken distracting suddenly.
No ice? Alright. He pulls out a piece and is just kind of like tossing it up. The peddler says, one last thing. I don't want to know your names, because your names don't matter, but based on how things go, the two of you might need to get rid of your names.
How? What do you mean, get rid of our names?
Names have power. Descriptors, titles, are a much safer way to exist. There are magics that can get rid of names, and I do actually have a couple here if you wanted to jumpstart, but these will cost. We've already made our deal with the Dread Coin, so I would need payment if you wanted to jumpstart this process and remove your name from the speaking record. As of right now, Bradley and Penny, there's a certain vulnerability to your state.
Can't I just say I'm not Bradley anymore?
Need to be a little more than that, dear.
What kind of payment?
Oh, well, if you have more dread coins, I'd accept those. I could also take favors for this, but I'm not sure I have enough for both of you to get rid of a name.
Medina's gonna glance at the boxer to see if
The boxer glances back at you, and his like eyes narrow, like.
What the hell are you two doing?
Dude, I don't actually know what she's doing. She's just gesturing to me. I'm not sure. I feel like, she's probably trying to tell me something so the peddler doesn't hear. That's my guess.
No.
Oh, no? Oh, then I was wrong.
She's gonna grab him and take him out of earshot.
Okay. Out of the room?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can't she hear us? Your friend.
The peddler? No.
Yeah. Okay. Didn't you give her enough of the dread coins? Like, shouldn't she be able to do all of this?
I mean, yeah, but that's not the deal.
Should we give them the money, or
Do you guys have more dread coins? I stole all the dread coins. Do you still have some?
wait? Do you have some left over?
Well, I have a bunch.
Okay, so should we save it or should we give it to them?
Wait, what? No, it's mine. I mean, like, I'll get a room for you and me somewhere
Ours.
safe. What do you mean
It's
ours?
ours.
No, it's mine because I stole
I
it.
told you where it was.
Yeah, and therefore, your friends are safe.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
And I'll get us somewhere safe if we're gonna go hang out and wait for the Soldier of Fortune to get back.
okay,
Because
fine.
this motel is not safe.
Right.
But if you have more dread coins, you could give those to the peddler.
I don't. Also, I get a cut of those.
No, you don't.
Because without my information,
Okay.
you would.
Hold on. You never asked for a cut. This was all, you just said we were going to do this. It's not my problem. Now, listen, I am here to protect
Yeah,
you.
would you have gotten the coin without my knowledge?
No, but you did that to help
There
your
are no
friends.
buts. There
No.
are no buts.
There are. There's at least 2 here in the hallway, and there's like some more in there, and maybe some's left over from that girl I killed.
So,
Uh-huh.
we've done enough, right? You gave a significant amount of the dread coin to the peddler, right?
She earned it. That thing was valuable.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
You bought it. And I gave her some more because she's like my best friend.
And she's still not doing that for them?
I don't know them. Medina, I'm just protecting you.
Okay.
Bradley and Penny, like, I'm glad they're okay.
I'm getting
but,
a
like,
cut. I'm getting a cut.
You had some in your pockets. You don't have any more? You only have that 1
I
coin?
had like 3.
Well, offer her those 3. She might do it for those.
No.
Listen, Medina. How do I say this? The Soldier of Fortune said to protect you. I'm trying to do that in a manner that makes you not yell at him about what I did later. But if it comes to it, the safest thing for me to do is to put you in one of those little cages. Also, I'd have to feed you so much less if you were small.
Oh my god.
It's like a chip a day.
Okay.
Nah,
so
chip a
we're-
day's even way more than you need.
Okay.
Oh my god, I would save so much, even more money, and you'd be safer.
Ugh. She's just gonna walk back into the room.
What did I say?
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm just really confused about what's going on. I don't understand.
I know, it's very
how you get rid of name. Like, name. You mean like some sort of witness protection program? Like, I don't.
You two are like me and the boxer now. You have some of the same blood we have. When you have the kind of blood we have, there can be a target on you. My name is, or I don't have a name, you see. My name is now irrelevant. I am what I am, and what I am is the peddler. This young man is the boxer, not any other name he may occasionally go by. There's the drifter, there's the sailor. There are others. For example, Bradley and Penny, which should not be your names for long. You will need to become people without names. People described by who you are and how you travel around.
Oh.
Because we are very friendly and we are good people, unlike some of our... I say cousins sometimes. Cousins is a great term. Some of our cousins are wonderful. The preacher, she is a delightful individual. You can trust the preacher. The soldier of fortune, you can trust less, but as of recently, we have found him more amenable to our cause.
Oh, yeah, we didn't. Like,
You met, yeah, you did not like the soldier of fortune. In addition, there's another you can trust. That is, sorry, I'm just pulling up the, sorry. Guys, you don't understand how many, documents I have open. So, the main
Your
individuals you
emotional
can
support
trust
center.
are myself, the boxer, the soldier of fortune, the preacher, and the gambler. We're all your friends. If I were you, I would not trust the bounty hunter, the drifter, the journalist, or the sailor. They're not your friends. And we may need to kill some of them so that you can have a place in our number. That'll be great. There's also the fugitive, who you met briefly. She has the trust issues. Whether or not you trust her is irrelevant. She has trust issues. Yeah, but you did call her in. I did call her in. That's fair. There's also the trapper. I wouldn't trust the trapper. Then there is the busker. Some people call her La Trovadora. Yes, well, I like to call her the busker. Well, I kind of like the way La Trovadora sounds. It's all kind of like... ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Next to me, she has the best footwork. Actually, right?
So it's the profession. So I'm not yet, but I would be the doctor eventually.
Ooh. Wait, Doctor Who?
Well, Dr. Cillian.
Oh. No,
Well, no, you have to get rid of your name.
not Dr. Cillian. You would be the doctor.
Well, right. If we're just talking about what I do, then eventually, someday, I'd be the doctor.
You'd be the doctor, and Bradley, you would be...
The loser?
Oh, don't be so hard on yourself.
That's... Yeah, come on, man. You don't need to be a loser. What do you do? Like, what are you training to be?
Well, nothing right now.
You're just a perpetual student.
Or
I mean-
something with sports.
Oh, sports?
Yeah. You are kind of the jock.
A recruiter.
You could be the superstar. You could be the Heisman Award winner. You could be...
What, are you on a sports team at school? What do you play?
No, I wanted to play sports, but look at me. I'm small. I'm not good. I'm not coordinated. I just kind of wanted to be around it. But I was never good at it.
You're a cheerleader. You're the cheerleader. Oh my God.
No, I know. That's too loud for me.
Do you want to train people?
I don't know. I don't really know anything about that. I just kind of help run the different teams and
The
help
manager.
out with
Manager.
You're the
logistics.
coach.
Oh, wait. Road manager? Oh, it's even got road in the name.
Well, I mean, they didn't really let me travel with the teams ever.
Well, you're going to be doing plenty of traveling from now on.
I don't think that matters anymore, Bradley.
Yes. Yes. So, doctor and manager. Oh, I like the manager. That's interesting. On the road. Changing things
Okay.
up. I prefer a manager much... But either a manager or a doctor is better than a fucking drifter. Yeah. Or
Yeah, tell me
or-
about it.
Or a tourist. She's like, I don't think we can take the tourist. Yeah, but what if we gotta get rid of that fucking... He's he's doing things where he's
how do you
talking
be a
really
tourist
quiet,
as
but
a
he's like, no, we gotta, that guy fucking creeps me out. We gotta get rid of him. You know what he did? Maybe you got something in there. I just fucking... If I just get one, I could punch his fucking head off if we did. I know, but just... Well then.
How is someone a professional tourist?
Oh, he's not a...
I don't
it's not a profession, dear.
If you have a lot of money, then you can just travel your whole life.
It's not a profession, it's what you are.
That's true.
It's a
Patriarchy and
description.
capitalism go hand in hand.
It's the thing that keeps you moving around. All of us, we move, we go places. That's what... Well, you'll feel it too. So, have we negotiated payment? And the box says, I don't know, she's got a few more coins she could pay. I don't know if it's enough, but it might be a good start.
We, and she'll glare at the boxer, have 3 coins, and she'll hold out her hand. That I'm
We-
sure
We
the
don't have any
soldier of
coins.
fortune
I have coins.
would be happy to
and
know
she seems to
that
still have
we
coins.
procured together.
So these coins have nothing to do with the Soldier of Fortune. These are my coins.
You are with me because the soldier of fortune told you to be with me. I told you where they were. We can spare 3 coins.
Oh, it's going to cost more than 3 coins. For a new name. That is to say, to get rid of a name, costs more than 3 coins.
How much?
Neither of you are that significant of individuals. It shouldn't take much to erase the names.
Define not much.
25 apiece. Or, I'll do it for free, provided that the doctor and the manager are squarely on the side of the Mistbreakers. Proudly walking with the peddler, the boxer, the soldier of fortune, the preacher, and the gambler.
I mean, that when you put it like that, that seems like fair.
It's like a bit of a
What
boys'
about-
club.
What about
Oh,
the
no, not at all. The gambler, myself, and the preacher are all women.
Well, that's progressive.
The gambler, oh, she's fun. You'll like her. The
Yeah,
preacher
well, I
actually
meant
is more fun than you'd think. The preacher likes to rile people up, but she's interesting.
I'm not very religious. What is that? Presbyterian? Lutheran? I don't know.
Oh no, she's a preacher of the Church of Dread.
No,
Oh
no.
boy.
Don't worry,
Okay.
she never proselytizes to any of us.
Well, apparently I'm broke, so
Yeah, well, I mean, no, you still have some, because we didn't take that one you had.
I mean, you know, I owe you something. You did.
Well, strictly speaking, you owe me nothing. I was paid to separate the two of you.
Right.
I'm now telling you that, for safety's sake, two of you need to remove your names.
I'm willing to yeah, that second thing you said, be on your side, because if people are going to come after us, then I want to make sure they
And then sometimes you can be my road manager. You can
Hey.
be my manager. Like, when I'm
Can I
having a big
learn
fight,
how
you
to
can
do-
come in.
What if it's
And you can be my fight doctor! Oh my god, guys! Oh my god, this is great! You guys, oh yeah, you can come in and, like, when I go into a place and you guys come, oh, that'll be so fun for all of us. And then I will have to buy you stuff afterwards, because that's, like, only fair. It's like, comes out of my purse.
What if it's like a scorekeeper or something? That sounds cooler. I don't know. I don't know.
But, like, a scorekeeper's not a guy who moves, or, sorry, lady either. It's not someone who just moves around and around, you know?
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Sometimes you just
I'm
gotta
on your
believe
side.
in
Will you
yourself.
teach me how to do the
Yeah.
procedure you did?
Well, it's
your
magic,
work
dear.
is
Do you use
impeccable.
magic?
I mean, I have somewhat of an affinity for it, but I've always been more of a science-focused person.
Well, it is primarily, I am not even much of a magical practitioner. I was simply using objects. Items that I have in my little, that I have for sale. You'd understand how it goes.
Yeah, sure. I guess
I can sell you certain implements, of course, and if you are friendly with us, at a discounted rate.
I mean, yeah, I'll be friendly with you.
Of
It's
course.
the least I could do.
Boxer's like, oh, this is gonna be so fun. Oh man, and I'd like, and doctor, hey doc. Then I'll have a fight, and like halfway through the fight, you can be at the corner, and I'll be like, cut the eye, and you'll be like, it's like, no, we gotta throw in the towel, and I'll be like, no, just cut the eye, I can do it. It'll be so cool, and then I'll come back and win. But
Frank,
that means I gotta get beat up first so that I can come back and win.
no.
I'll do
Let-
it. I'm willing, guys.
Let them decide. Just
Um,
Why?
I mean, I know. Yeah, like I know it's been like a business transaction, but you've been like willing to do the transaction and help us. So yeah, I mean,
There a
I-
time limit on this, like you know, a certain number of years or whatever. And
Oh
then
no,
we're-
you'll be joining the Mist Breakers.
that's fine. Miss sucks.
Well, Mist is great. We just like when it's broken up.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
now.
Right. So yeah, no.
Sounds
Sure.
good. All right. Well, for both of you, I'm almost positive we'll be able to do this with minimal fuss. We will just need to go back to Darkmoor and remove your names from the records there.
Wait, does this mean I'm never gonna go to medical school?
Do you think, Doctor, that right now you have what it takes to operate on a patient to save their life?
Do I think I have what it takes to operate on a patient?
How many dice do you have in medicine?
How many dice do I have in medicine?
Mm-hmm.
How many do I have? Where's medicine? Medicine's under intellect. 5.
5?
Yeah.
How many do you have in detect vibe?
That's under.
That's under will, under the green will column.
Vibe. 2.
You, like most students, you are very confident of your abilities. She's basically telling you, like, why go to med school? The title will make you a doctor.
So, no debt.
Oh,
At
no,
all.
Dad. No, only to us. Yes, no more studying. You can be a doctor right now. You can go and help people.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
First, do no harm. Isn't that the weird thing they operate under?
The Hippocratic Oath.
Yes.
So respect being a female doctor is a big deal to me. Yeah, okay, I guess then we can take our names off the record. I mean, mine. I won't speak for Bradley here. But yeah, sure. It's not.
What do you think? Manager, we're still not sure what you are. We will need to know that before we proceed.
I mean, you know, I mean, I accept the deal, and then we can just workshop things on the way back to the school.
Sure, you have a little time to workshop, but you'll need to decide who you are now. You're taking something far more precious and important than a name. You're taking who you are. Something people will call you, and your name will cease to exist. None of us will remember the names of Bradley or Penny. They'll be out of our heads, even us.
Do you remember your original name?
No?
Okay.
I'm the peddler, and I'm the boxer. Now, granted, there's a 50-50 chance that I don't remember my name because of magic or because of concussions. And she says he is wrong about that. It's 100% magic. 50-50.
I mean,
He starts, like, punching Medina's shoulder, like, from a distance. Are you mad at me?
I know a lot.
Are you mad?
Like, I guess manager works because I know a lot about literally how to run and manage teams, and then also about how businesses work. So
Listen, I like the idea of it having multiple applications.
yeah, so and it does work.
Perfect. Well, then we have a deal. We'll initiate you. We'll begin the process. And then we'll remove your names from the record. Oh, this is great. And she kind of like takes the box with his hand and says, "You've done very well. Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate it." Oh yeah, we got so many fucking dread coins now. I know, this is perfect. Yeah. Also, Medina's pissed at me. Because she thinks I'm supposed to give her a cut. Which was not discussed. Well, you're supposed to protect her, not be her friend, right? That is true. I'd like to be your friend, but friends don't demand money from friends.
I'm not demanding. I'm requesting. Because we're friends.
Nah, request denied. I'll just keep protecting you, though. And we can go someplace safe after this. Wait for the soldier. How does that sound? Because we're going to go back to campus, but you're probably going to be persona non gratis there, right? Is that how you say that? Close enough. Because on account of how we stole all this stuff.
Right.
Well, this is cool. He starts tossing more ice in the air.
Everett, what are you gonna do?
Well, I was hearing some sounds next door, and I was thinking, oh wait, never mind. I'll go join you guys with whatever we're going to be doing.
I'm leaving.
I've got to go see Dracula. He's like, well, I mean, I don't know if you should leave just yet, though, because I feel like we've got something to solve here, like a mystery or something. And then Everett asks Dracula in his head, like, can she come back now? She wants to go back. Master, please.
Everett, my plans are beginning. I can sense that your friends are going to depart this place. and 2 of them have been transformed in the way I find most intriguing. Everett, I will tell you 2 things. 1, stay with this group. You will be my eyes and ears, and if necessary, cold, unyielding hands.
Okay.
2, under no circumstances are you to undergo this procedure to turn yourself into whatever it is Bradley and Penny have become.
Oh, I would never do that.
3, you may stroke yourself 6 times tonight and no more.
I will do it as slowly as I can, Master.
But do it at whatever speed you wish, but it is 6 and then no release.
I promise I'll hold it all.
Yes, you will.
Well, I think I'll just go with you guys wherever you go then. Sorry, it took me a long time to figure out what I was going to do.
Yeah, you were
Actually,
spaced out and smiling.
that's a very good point. Bradley, Penny, Medina, they're probably not suspicious of anything here. Boxer is not. But the peddler, I shall roll a d13. Oh, give me a 12 or an 11. A 10, she'll be suspicious. An 11 or 12, she'll know stuff.
I mean,
1, she's not paying attention.
I have a detect vibe of 4 and a read person of 3. So
Make a detect vibe roll.
2 4s.
2 4s. Music, art. I will say that with 2 4s on a detect vibe, whatever's going on with Everett, like whatever's in the room, like he is staring off in space, and it definitely feels like it's more than just simple like weird fantasizing. It's something weird is going on with him.
Oh, okay. I mean, he also, to put it politely, he has had a lot of weird proclivities. So that could just be normal.
It's you're sure. He's got a smirk on where you're like gross. Like, you know that, like, have you ever like been in like a group of people and like you see them get a text and they get that like very specific like look on their face or like smirk on their face where they clearly just got like a very like sexual text and they're replying it to it and then they try to go back to normal but there's like a smirk on him. That's the look he's got.
Yeah, he's a horny man. Like
I've never seen that. I'm just assuming that happens.
He's a horny man, so I get it.
And I mean, look where he is.
Yeah.
He is. You're in like this room smells like this room smells like sex and shame, and yeah, you are sad that you're not. Yeah, you're okay, cool.
And Bradley only knows what the ladder smells like.
That's true. Well, friends, at this time, as you all prepare to remove the names Penny and Bradley from the game permanently. Penny has survived. That's exciting. This is where we're going to end tonight's session. On Bradley thinking of how he 6 strokes, no release.
You mean Everett?
Everett, I do mean Everett. Bradley, you can do whatever you want. No one cares. That's too mean. Well, fun game. Thank you for jumping into some stuff. We saw some old friends tonight.
Alvin.
We saw Francis. We saw Alvin. We've seen Hattie more recently. We saw Sarah Quill. It's been a minute for them. We have seen Etienne more recently. Clearly, there's a lot sort of going on here, and there's a lot of threads. We have a whole other tribe of vampires we have not even checked in with, the Hopfin group, who, interestingly, they are traditional vampires, but Hopfin is a vampire she is connected also to Johannes Gerstenkorn. So how that all figures in, we'll sort of get to later. But perhaps we'll see some of them next week based on the dice. Or maybe it'll just, maybe the whole episode will just be Mary and Carrie and alone in a room with the Fleecing Schemester. Who knows? So guys, thanks so much. That was super fun. I appreciate that. Special shout out to Liv's Knees.
For knee boobies.
Yeah.
Knee knockers.
Knee knockers. Oh no.
Knee knockers.
Yeah, this was great. There you go. You nailed it, Zane. So we have some other stuff going on this channel. On Sunday, we are back for our big blowout battle as it continues with our level 20 characters. Dan will probably appreciate this. First thing that happened to those fuckers is 2 mummy dragons flew out of the ground and breathed on them and used mummy rot breath, which made them immune to being healed if they failed saves. And Pierce had to burn a lot of remove curse. He's like, well, I have no second levels left because I just had to remove curse everyone. Then
Did
they
you remove curse at 3rd level?
I think remove curse is 3rd, and then like, what's the bigger, lesser
Greater
restorations 3rd?
5,
Yeah. Greater's 5 and lesser's 3, right?
Lesser's 2. Lesser's 2, remove curse is 3, greater restoration's 5.
This is what I should be focusing on right now. The point is,
I played a cleric for 5 or 6 years.
he basically did that, but he's out. But did they defeat those mummy dragons? They didn't. Are the mummy dragons flying right back to them? They are. So good times.
I love it.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun stuff. And then what else is going on? Monday, 3rd time's the charm. Hopefully we'll play this week. That one's always a little iffy just because of Mondays and people, but I think we'll do it this week. I'm very excited to. I guess I should go ahead and say it. I wasn't going to say this ahead of time, but I guess I will. Join us on Monday. If we play 3rd time's the charm this week, join us for a very special episode.
Uh-oh.
Guys,
Ooh.
It's a very special episode, and we hear like a sad piano version of the bum 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 bum.
Bum, bum,
Will there be bonus haha points if somebody says, I'm so excited, I'm so excited, I'm so scared? There will be. On Tuesday.
Yeah. Also, wait, do we have a... oh, yeah, never mind. Sorry.
Then on Tuesday, we are back with a little game we like to call Strange Lore. It has a very interesting concept that was revealed to Lauren. And that is a daytime game, so probably around 4 p.m. on Tuesday. But that game also can be a little flexible, so it might be a different time. But join us next week during the day for a cool game that is all about kind of like old pulp fiction, weird fiction, sort of stuff that maybe has a little twist. One that might take you far beyond the stars in a certain sense. And then on Wednesday, I haven't actually confirmed this with you, but this coming Wednesday, I believe it's time for a little game I like to call Formation Nation.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah,
Let's go, baby.
Oh, man.
We're gonna see
I
some
have
stuff.
a request.
Yeah, please.
Can we please do what we did? Can we recycle some of the commercials, because I love the commercials.
Oh my god, we can recycle a commercial. Yeah.
No. Let's do it. We can do it on Wednesday. We don't have to do it right now because it's late.
But that's true. I guess it's late. I mean, you guys are a great group for it. Oh, Zane's tired. We won't do it. That's fine. So yeah, and then a week from tonight, we're back with more of this fun. Then let us quickly also go to our Discord to interact with us. Go to our wiki to see all the cool stuff that has happened on this channel before that Sophia set up. Go to our YouTube to see old episodes. You can also watch old episodes here on Twitch. Unless you're watching on YouTube, in which case you can watch old episodes here on YouTube. You guys get it. Would anyone like to quickly plug their own stuff, but don't take too long because people are tired?
I stream on Twitch sometimes, but I've been weirdly busy lately, so not this week, maybe not next week, but yeah, cool. Check me out. We play games.
Great.
I do as well, but I have been ill, and I've been intending to, but I'm starting up this week. Again, Thursdays, 7:30 on my Twitch channel. I'll say hi in the chat.
Great.
I don't stream on Twitch yet, and I keep saying I'll get that set up. Maybe I'll finally do that this month in August, but I'm also gonna be really busy. I'll be at LOJ if anyone is in the LA area. Which should be a good time. And I can't plug anything else because there's a strike going on. Go support the strike, please. Support the writers and the actors. It cost me $3,000 to do the show that I did that I can't plug. So y'all just keep that in mind. And yeah.
Yep.
I pet dogs on public access, and so find me on your public access channel. And
Wait, what is that called? What is your show called where you pet dogs?
Bubbles. And
Is this real? How have I never heard of this?
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy. Check it out. It's great.
No, you're fucking with us.
No, I'm serious. I pet dogs on public access. Check out your public access channel, whatever time you assume I might be petting dogs, usually late at night. I'd also love to give a shout out to KDS2107 who followed us this evening.
Thank you for following us.
For following us.
That's it for me.
No strees, fair enough. Guys, thank you for watching us tonight. This was a very fun episode. We'll be back with more next week. Welcome to a new era. Oh, also, I won't do it because people are tired. Maybe I'll...
No, I'm not tired. I don't know why I'm yawning. Please don't take that to me and I'm tired. I don't know why I've been yawning all night.
No, it's because I said that Zane was tired. I don't know if that's true or not.
I'm gonna quickly read a couple things because I usually do this one because we have new confession and absolution before we have a new benediction, so you'll see the benediction in a moment. But I'm gonna read the confession and absolution that we had from the beginning just so you have it here. Our new opening screen confession and absolution is: they think themselves victorious. Bah! When they are dead 100 years, I shall still live, and shall revenge myself upon the children of their children. When their buildings crumble, I shall still rule the night. I am the night. I am love and hate and death. I am Dracula.
Oh, I thought it was Batman.
Well, they're kind of the same.
Well, if it's children's children, it'd be Batman Beyond, but yeah. Which I've never seen.
Should I read the benediction ahead of time, or should we just go to the screen and people can read it with their eyes?
Raw dog it into the benediction. Don't let them know.
Understood. Then, with that, until next time, thank you for watching, and have a dreadful night.